What is a stepladder's favourite holiday? April Stools Day. Don't answer. April Stools Day. So it goes from the opening. It goes from the opening, and then it goes into podcast, and then it sort of moves on from there. Does it?
That's it. That's it done. That's it. I love it.
I've listened to the podcast.
We'll probably open up with that, with you like mansplaining my own podcast to me. It's perfect.
So what happens is we do a joke at the start, and then you sing podcast higher and higher. Podcast.
Right, hello, you're welcome back to the podcast, the show where I have a guest on each week. Sometimes new, sometimes old, sometimes borrowed, sometimes blue. Fuck no, I messed that one up. It's sometimes old, sometimes new, sometimes borrowed, sometimes blue. Not that I've ever had a blue or a borrowed guest on, but welcome back to the show. He was only here 2 weeks ago, but if you are a regular to the podcast, I actually wanted to ask, welcome back, Ryan Carrick.
How are you? How's things? Yeah, it's no longer my monthly checkup. It's my fortnightly checkup.
It's gotten worse.
yeah, I'm so sick.
I was going to ask because the numbers of people who listen to this podcast stay the same, right? Well, as of recently, I know when the podcast started in during the summer, like there was a big surge, and then there'd be a small surge, and then a big surge. Whereas as of recently, it's just hasn't flatlined. Just on life support. But I'm wondering, can someone who's listening to this right now, who's a regular listener, just message me? I'll send you a mug. I will send you a mug. Just message me, because I actually don't know in terms of how many regular listeners there are, but it's always the same amount of people who listen. So I'm wondering, is it new people who go, "This is shit," every week, or is it people who go, "I don't mind listening to this shit" every week?
I'd say it could be a mix. Now I don't see why anyone would call this shit, particularly the weeks.
I know the podcast is a shit I do very much enjoy, and I always enjoy having the guests on, especially my reoccurring Carahart brother. We are repping, for those of you who can't visually see, which is probably for the best, but if you would like to see, you can go onto YouTube and see me and Ryan repping the Carahart and the baggy t-shirts.
Yeah, look, I was wearing the baggy t-shirt anyway, but then I saw Podge wearing the Carhartt hat, the beanie, so there was one right behind me, and I thought, well, I want to be Podge as much as possible. I want to be as similar to him as I can be, so I grabbed that beanie, and I probably look like you more than I have ever looked like you, I think.
Yeah, close. Well, you just need a really bad underbite. And not the really pale skin, and loads of insecurities, and then you're pretty much there.
Oh no, I have those in.
Oh, unreal!
I have a plethora of insecurities. Don't worry.
So how have you been since the last time we talked, which was 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, a lot has changed. I've been on a journey, man. Yeah. No, nothing crazy or wild. Just been working away. Actually, funny story about I work in a coffee shop, for anyone who doesn't know that. I've said it on everything I've been on recently, but I'm a world-class barista. But I pride myself on my ability to small talk, and there's and building a rapport with customers, and asking about their lives and becoming familiar with the regulars and that. And there's one lady who comes into the shop quite a lot. And one of the first days this happened a few weeks ago now, but one of the first times that she came in, I remember I was chatting to her and I was asking her if she was working from home, are you working from home, and what do you think about it, and would you prefer a balanced, maybe in for a few days? And I got chatting about that to her, and she mentioned Zoom call, and I must have heard Zoom class in my head, or just got it in my head that she was talking about a Zoom class. So immediately in my head clocked that she was a teacher. And so every time she came into the shop afterwards, I'd say to her, so how's school going? I'd say it's a nightmare teaching the kids. I'd say it's tough. You'd prefer to have them in school and stuff. And she'd be like, yeah, it's tough, but getting used to it. And we're like, oh yeah. And then every time she come in after that, I'd mention something about school. I'd say, you still getting on okay, and looking forward to getting back and stuff, I'd say. And she'd be like, yeah, absolutely. And then a couple of weeks ago, she came into the shop and I was like, there's my favorite teacher. How's things? How's school going? And she goes, right, listen, I just have to confess, I'm not a teacher.
What?
Turns out she's a prison officer, right? She mentioned
kids.
she mentioned a Zoom call, and for some reason I got into my head that she was a teacher because I Zoom class teacher, and I'd been asking her, and she'd been answering back. She'd been conversing with me about being a teacher because I'd kept asking her, so how's school going? And she was like, grand, yeah. And eventually it just got too much. She just couldn't let the lie go on anymore. That she just was like, right, fuck this. I'm not a teacher. I'm a prison officer. And yeah, so basically I'd build this fantasy up in my head, that she was a teacher, but I did convince her to go back and study teaching now in September, just to let me live on fantasy.
Who was she on the Zoom call to? Because in my head I was thinking she's hardly on the fucking Zoom call to the prisoners. She's hardly like, Frankie, you're frozen there, and he's just there like building a shank or something. Like, who's the Zoom call for?
How did you sneak in the laptop? Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm sure she has colleagues that she speaks to on Zoom. But yeah, there you go. That's I've struggled to go back into work since, in case she hasn't been in since, actually. I haven't seen her in a while, so maybe she couldn't handle the embarrassment.
Maybe she's gone back teaching and
yeah.
Just so she can hopefully come in. She'll come in, right? She's not going to come into the coffee shop for another 4 years. She's going to do her degree, right? Work really hard, harder than she's ever worked before, and then she's going to come in with this big, like, happy face, really, really positive energy, ready to take on the world, and tell you that she's a teacher. She's going to walk into the coffee shop, and then your manager's going to say, Ryan actually left 2 years ago, and she's going to break down and have a breakdown and ruin the coffee shop, probably kill a man or two, and then end up in prison, and then it's just going to come full circle. And then
it's going to be a vicious cycle there, isn't it?
It's going to be a vicious cycle.
That's creative. Yeah, but that's exactly what I thought of. That's exactly what I thought would happen.
Before we dive deep into really depressing scenarios, this week, because for those who have listened or would listen to the regular podcast, of course, the podcast that you're usually on, we've known that 2 weeks ago we were talking about Easter eggs, and we were going to talk about our top to bottom Easter eggs, our favorite ones. Don't know why we decided to do this podcast for Easter eggs, because I don't know if there's definitely not a full substantial hour to talk about Easter eggs, but we do have other things in mind, and other things we are going to talk about. Isn't that right?
Absolutely, yeah. But listen, I could talk about Easter eggs for a while now. I think you underestimate my love for Easter eggs.
We actually, technically next week, because this episode's going to, I recorded another episode today with meditations for the anxious mind, and this will be coming out next week, but it was recorded before this podcast. And when talking to him, I was like, I have another podcast later on today with the resident, and I was trying to like slag you for some reason, just like, a bit of a banter, because
we have that sort of relationship. It's like playful. So I love you so much. I love you so much.
You hate your guts.
Yeah. It's just sort of like like back and forward. I love it.
And I was honestly, stop calling me. And we were talking, and I was going to say, and I did finish with like the resident funny man, because you do come on and you're a very funny guy and it's monthly, but that was too much of a compliment. So, but I couldn't think of anything to slag you. So for some reason,
did you say something outrageous?
Which?
Did you say something outrageous about me?
No, not outrageous. It was just very random.
I'm going to get offended here. Okay, go on.
I don't know, maybe. So I just called you the resident virgin for some reason.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
I know we have a girlfriend, and the likelihood is you probably had sex before.
No, we've committed to celibacy, actually. So,
so are you going to marry her?
I don't think she wants me talking about this, but yeah, we've just scrapped the sex thing. Not even when we get married, we've just kind of been like, fuck that, not for us.
Like, do you ever see? I don't know what the fucking show is. There's definitely some show where the girlfriend, I think it's a comedy show of some sort, the girlfriend doesn't want to be with the boyfriend. She keeps saying she's being celibate, but then she keeps writing other people in the background. I don't know what, or maybe I just made up that in my head, or maybe it was a past relationship.
It could be me.
Yes, I've repressed.
I'm pretty sure that happened to you, man. I'm pretty sure we talked about that before.
Pretty sure, actually. And speaking of the Carhartt hats, I know you want to be me, but I'm wearing the hats to hide my
pigtails.
Yeah, so I'm really gangster, going like Snoop Dogg.
I've seen you did a reaction video there on TikTok, to somebody slagging your hair.
I did, and I deleted it because I got so much abuse for it.
You got abused for the follow up video.
Kind of, yeah. And I wasn't going to delete it because I was like, I'm going to leave it up there. I'm going to leave it up there. But I haven't been making any TikToks in a while. So every time I go on TikTok, the only video of mine that I'd see that would come first is that one. And to be fair, he played me very well, because it wasn't him. It was DJ, whatever the profile photo was.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was some cult hero or something.
Yes, and then that was just kept mentioning in the comments, and then I was like, oh fuck, because there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than thinking you have a good comeback and then realizing you're wrong.
Yeah, because it was a well thought out comeback video. In fairness,
it took a while.
Yeah, if
it was
the
not
script for that.
It was not off the cuff. The script was off the cuff the first time, but to get it right was not.
Yeah, without stuttering or just getting through the whole thing, and while seeming confident. I completely get that. The thing is, if that was a real person, if that wasn't a different person in their profile picture, whatever,
it was the
it would have been a perfect comeback.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. But listen. I'll admit to you, my hair is a bit all over the place at the moment, but also, go away. We're in a lockdown. It's still. I think for me, funny enough, for me, the thing that I wouldn't say gets to me, because I actually don't care that much, but slag me all you want about my long face or my underbite, or even not being in great shape, because those are things that I try to stay active, but it's tough to get in good shape. There's a lot of dedication that's going into it. I don't particularly have that time at the moment. I'm quite happy with how I look. I'm not that the underbite and the long face. These are things I can't really change. Certainly things I can't change in an instant. Okay, the underbite has to be fixed with braces. The long face never going to be fixed unless someone hits me with a fucking shovel. But the hair is a personal preference that I think is good, and I can change it just like that, but I don't want to. So that's what really upsets me.
Well, that's the thing. You have lovely, luscious long hair and thick hair, and you will eventually be able to get that style whatever way you want. See, like people like me, I'm actually going quite thin on top. So I wish I had your long, luscious hair.
Would you grow it out? Would you not try and grow it
out? See, the last time I was on, it was quite long. I literally just got a haircut.
Sorry, you what?
Yeah, I got a haircut.
Where?
Off my girlfriend. I think she did a pretty good job, though.
Is that the only thing you got off her?
Did we not just say that I'm the resident virgin?
Yeah, I know, but I kind of had to ask that question, to be fair. Yeah, you should grow it though. You should grow it out. Like this time last year, I had a razor to my head ready to go. But it actually was this time last year, because it was at the peak of lockdown.
Go for it.
And it was going to be for charity, and I was going to go for it. And then the charity stream went on too long, so then they decided to postpone the rest of it till the next week. And then I didn't partake in it then. But I was ready to shave it off, and then I went the complete polar opposite and just haven't got a haircut since.
Well, I genuinely listen. I wouldn't take heed of the hate you get on. If you do get any more than that, I don't know if you get any abuse, because I think your hair is lovely.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Actually, all joking aside, have you?
What do you mean, all joking aside? That was a joke. You don't think my hair is luscious?
Lighthearted, but I am serious, I suppose. But just on that, have you experienced any sort of negative comments like that? Not necessarily to do with your looks, or to do with anything you've posted, like any abuse, any negative comments online?
Well, yeah, sure. We made that video over the summer where you were like, Pod Henry has a face the size of the Pod Henry has a jaw the length of the wide Atlantic way, which is like, that was a genuine message someone had sent me. Like I do often get slagged for maybe my underbite, but like nothing too but I feel like though people get the sense that it's not something I would take to heart, and slagging me nothing would come of it, if that makes sense. And I feel like when someone won't react to it the way you're hoping they will, there's no point in saying it. Like someone replied to me, wrote on my TikTok, was it last week? Oh, you only got the graduate program that you're on because of your TikTok following. And the funny thing is, A, I didn't start TikTok till halfway through the graduate program. So, but B, even if I did, I was like I'd be happy to admit I did. Like, that is something, being able to create content and shit like that from a business perspective is why I would get hired.
Yeah, why would that? What's the downside to that? What's the negative?
But the thing is,
if you're able to build up a following on TikTok, that's
good
that you have in your repertoire.
But I obviously didn't react to it, so I don't actually get that much hate. But to be fair, I also don't get I don't have a dedicated following either. I don't have people who will I'm not gonna say die for me. But I don't. Thanks. Seriously, stop calling me. But so I don't have that. I don't have an incredibly engaged audience, but I also don't have a incredibly spiteful audience. Have you gotten any look at your man there with the fucking nose piercing?
All the time, and I hate it. It's why I don't put up videos anymore. No, I suppose at the start, it's just something I was talking to someone about recently. Was that at the start when I first put up some of the first videos that I put up were on Twitter anyway, were the So Fair videos.
So fair.
Yes, exactly. That is so fair. Seriously, that is so fair. And that was the whole gag. I got 4 videos out of that one gag. But anyway, yeah, when I first put that up, there was I remember getting comments that I feel on half of them were people who were kind of maybe offended by them. But then you had the other side that people thought I was being serious in those like that, or at least that's the way I spoke or went on. And I remember getting dog's abuse off a few people, people telling me to kill myself, telling me I should be banned from the internet and stuff, and calling me rotten and all. So that was, I remember at the time, that was the first...
I meant it. I meant what I said.
I remember a few people just podge.
It wasn't on the internet. I was just outside your house, fucking get off the internet. Fuck you.
You should be banned. But yeah, I remember thinking at the time, Jesus Christ, because this is the first time I'd put a video anywhere past my Snapchat stories, and people, a good few people seeing it, and I just wasn't used to any sort of feedback, to be honest. But then to get such negative feedback at the start was so shocking, and I was like, I won't be able to go on like this. I can't keep putting up videos if this is what happens. Nobody talks about this. Why does nobody talk about the views? But listen, yeah, I was interested because I suppose for my own side, for myself, it was something I just kind of got used to. That it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's something you're just going to have to that's the way you're going to have to approach it. Is that some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it, and some people just have it in them to comment nasty things,
But that I never understood. Why do you take that? And right, not that I understand it, but if you're under the age of 16, 17, feck it, if you're in secondary school, still it's dumb. But sorry, because we have Twitter open obviously for we're going to look at some of Lil Nas X tweets, especially in relation to the controversy around him. But Sean Burke just tweeted, Joseph Gordon-Levitt has been cast in the role of Sean Burke, and it's a funny tweet. Shout out to Sean Burke for always landing. But I don't understand that people in secondary school, or sorry, I don't understand, but I can see that why it's more likely that people in secondary school would write mean or hateful comments. I mean, you're on social media all day, you go home, you don't have much more responsibilities realistically outside of secondary school, bar maybe extracurricular activities. Of course, there is the exceptions of people who are just doing so much in secondary school, but I'm just talking about the majority of the cohort here. Whereas if you're outside of secondary school, and again, I'm not condoning it to do it in secondary school, I can just understand why there's more of a tendency, and also the lack of the immaturity too, and the lack of maturity level there. But how, where, and why are you doing it if you're in your mid-20s? Why are you writing stupid things on TikTok or I just whatever about getting into an argument with someone on Twitter, and it gets very, very intense. But I never understood why people bother writing hateful things to other people.
Yeah, it's beyond me. I don't even if I see a video that I just don't find as funny, or even if I find it cringy, you kind of just you just say that to yourself in your head, like, geez, that's shite or that's cringy, but you don't like. It's not, yeah.
Speaking of Twitter, before we go into the Easter eggs and then back to Lil Nas X, so let me see. Can you see that? Oh no, of course you can't because I haven't shared my screen yet. Shane,
I can somehow.
Okay.
I can see it in the reflection of your eyes.
Oh God, I don't know what that was. Right, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't want people seeing my emails. Not that I have any. So this is my Twitter. Sorry. First of all, I think this is a very funny meme, and I'm really upset with how shit it did. It's up. For those of you, obviously,
I liked it.
I know people can't see because most of this is audio format, but you can go onto YouTube, the podcast. But it's Optimus Prime, and right beside Optimus Prime is Optimus Prime, and I just drew a smiley face on him. I thought that was hilarious, but regardless, I put out a tweet last week. Right, actually, it was when was it? Sunday, and the tweet was, "My birthday is literally next week, meaning I will have spent 24 to 26 pretty much in a lockdown. Literally the prime of my life in a fucking lockdown." Right? The tweet done quite well. It took off more like it wasn't trying to be funny. It was one of those tweets where I was just genuinely tweeting because I was more frustrated. Whereas like
it's a fact.
Yeah, whereas the likes of the Optimus Prime tweet, obviously I thought that would be funny. People would have reacted to that. They didn't. Whereas this one actually got a bit of traction, which was weird. And a lot of people were like, that's not the prime of your life, so relax. Which also, fuck off. Stop trying to tell me when the prime of my life is, you fucking tool. But that's fine. I get that. I do get
the primes of different people's lives are different. Like I'm hoping that the prime of my life is yet to come, because I don't feel I've fulfilled the prime of my life.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
I like, I guess I'm just frustrated that I'm in my mid-20s. But the amount of people who were giving out to me about saying that this is the prime of my life, and I was like, fuck off. And like, so many people, and this is what really annoyed me about this tweet, was whatever about people saying, this isn't the prime of my life, grand, whatever. But so many people wrote being like, there's people literally dying. So you should be, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, can I not be upset? Can I not? And then the one that took the biscuit, and I just do not understand this, was, hold on, I actually replied to the person. Someone, where was it? No, I'm not just going to buy it, have I?
Is it the dead inside when you replied?
No, I thought that was actually really funny. I really enjoyed that lad. What was it he said? He same, haha. Oh yes, sorry, it was a quote retweet. So I still don't understand.
The bad ones are always quote tweets.
I don't understand how to work Twitter yet. I'm still not very used to it. Oh, actually, I didn't actually see all of these. Oh, so majority of people are.
It's an interesting one. I feel like for a normal person reading that, it's not controversial. It's just like, you're just fed up with the fact that you spent your mid-20s in lockdown. But it's gas how many people take issue with it, isn't it?
But this was the one that I just don't understand. Yes, I love seeing casual ableism on my feed. Friendly reminder that this is life for chronically ill and disabled people. What the what?
Like, you can't.
That doesn't make sense. How was me complaining about being in a lockdown casual ableism? I'm pretty sure ableism is I guess, because I don't want to mess it up. I know what ableism is in terms of like an example, but I want to actually get the right definition so I don't mess this up. Ableism, discrimination in favor for able-bodied people. Yeah, exactly. So like the example you was talking to my friend was like, if someone was making a ramp for access to a shop, but someone didn't like the look of the ramp, that's ableism, because obviously you need the ramp for access for people with disabilities. But me saying that I'm spending 2 years of my life in lockdown is not in any way, shape, or form casual ableism. I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter so much, Ryan.
Like people take issue with literally everything. Like, I feel like that's such a leap, isn't it?
But it's just like that's how do you get from point A to point ableism? How does that even work? Like, and it's just I think it was just very, very funny to see people's reactions, and it just because I was thinking about like obviously this and hate, but just the aggression that comes out of some people. I just
like the thing about it is, right, you obviously understand that it's not the end of the world that you have spent your mid-20s in lockdown, right? But you're just making the point that it's shite that you've spent your mid-20s in lockdown. That's it. And people, I just don't understand how you can jump from that tweet to ableism. So I agree with you.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. This is my favorite one. So my tweet again. My birthday is next week, meaning I will have spent 24, 26, pretty much in a lockdown, literally in the prime of my life in a fucking lockdown. Paul, oh well. A lot of people have died during that time, so I'm sure you're in a better position than all of them. Me, I'm dead inside, Paul. Paul, glad to hear it. I probably shouldn't have laughed because it was rude, but it was very, very funny. Anyways, enough of Twitter because we want to talk about Lil Nas X. Jeez, we're actually going to be running out of time, Ryan. Could you imagine that? We started the podcast wonder what we're going to talk about, and now here we are, nearly running out for time.
Wouldn't be like us now. Wouldn't be like us.
But Easter eggs. Easter is tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Easter is tomorrow, and it's not tomorrow. Sorry, tomorrow's April 2nd. Easter Sunday. I don't know why I said it was tomorrow. Easter Sunday, right? It's Easter Sunday, and briefly, I think it was also due to the hangover. I mentioned Easter eggs on the last podcast that you were on, and we were going to do our top Easter eggs, but we didn't. So you came back on earlier than usual. And we were going to discuss what our top Easter eggs are.
Because this was a very time-sensitive issue, and we needed to discuss this.
Also, says the man whose jokes are all April Fool's jokes, and this is coming out April 2nd.
That's an April Fool's joke in itself.
So I wanted to know, do you have a favorite? So what are your favorite Easter eggs? Because I got I went looking at different sites, being like, the top Easter eggs, and like the ones, like look at these ones that come up. These aren't. I'm not reviewing these. These aren't like well, of course there's the Dairy Milk, but like you wanted your stereotypical Easter eggs that you can get, that we can discuss in terms of top. We're gonna go top 5. We're gonna go top 5 Easter eggs.
Okay. Yeah, I would have no interest in any of these bloody fancy. The gloss. Well, in fairness, Lily O'Brien's pretty decent. They've decent eggs, but I think my number one, that'd be your favorite, wouldn't it? You'd love a finger, or 5. My favorite is Dairy Milk. Dairy Milk. I know it's very, very, very boring. I thought maybe you were hoping that I'd say something a bit more controversial, but Dairy Milk is my favorite, and all the Dairy Milk sort of spin-offs. So you like, I don't know, Freddo Easter egg.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, Freddos are ridiculous.
I find that quite interesting. That's your.
Yeah.
John, like the plain.
I don't know. Like when I think of Easter eggs, I'm like, for some reason, I'm like Freddo Easter egg. That's it, man. That's what you want. None of the Nestle ones. You can keep your Nestle Easter eggs. Nestle chocolate.
What about? Hold on. Let me.
Especially in Easter egg form is dog shit.
Wait, what about Malteser's Easter egg? Because is it not like really nice? Or maybe I completely made this up in my head. Is there not like a Malteser Easter egg you can get where like the egg is Maltesers?
Like the egg is chocolate and then you have the crispy bit in the middle.
Like the egg is chocolate, but then you have little bits. Oh no, I think that's the crunchy Easter egg. Yeah, I think that's
crunchy as well. So
no, I fucking know that, Ryan. I wasn't questioning whether Easter.
Well, listen, I know my Dairy Milk Easter egg, so that's Dairy Milk.
Yeah, sorry, it's crunchy. It's the crunchy like bits where they've the Easter.
I'll show you my crunchy bits. Oh God.
No wonder you're there for the state and celibate. In the Easter egg, they have the little the like crunchy bits. The what's it called? The honeycomb. They have the honeycomb inside.
Oh yeah.
The Easter egg, and it is fucking unreal. It's so nice. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing about Nestle is sometimes what you get with the Easter egg can be better. So like we're talking Maltesers, we're talking. That's really it. That's kind of all they have.
Do you know what? I would be inclined to agree with you there. The bits that you get with Nestle Easter eggs tend to be elite, but the actual, like when you're eating a Nestle Easter egg, I feel like the chocolate,
they're horrendous.
The chocolate is just sickening or something. Do you know what I mean?
Even looking, actually, let's look at Nestle Easter egg, and just even looking at it will turn you off. Like if you ever I don't know what I was going to say there, but like that's how. Oh, you can share multiple screens at once. That's kind of interesting. Just like a Rolo. Oh, Aero is also quite nice. But like just look at the chocolate.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. It doesn't.
It looks crap. Actually, it looks.
It does. It looks like
keep it. I don't want it.
That doesn't look bad.
In fairness, Milky Way mix-ups are class. Yeah,
but still, it doesn't excuse for the rest of like.
The eggs can fuck off. I don't want the eggs.
Toblerone. I think Toblerone's too. I don't. I tell you what I hate. I hate high-end Easter eggs. I don't think Easter is a time for Lily O'Brien. I know, like,
I was just gonna ask you what you thought about the luxury brand Easter eggs.
Obviously it's obviously a big time for them, and if you have money, get a nice one. But I don't. So. Neither do I. For me, Cara Hart, we're waiting for the sponsor. For me, Easter is a time for. This is Easter. This photo here is Easter to me. Not even the big Easter eggs. Like it's these mini ones are maybe I was just deprived for Easter eggs.
Do you know what? I was going to say that we weren't really an Easter egg family either, which is so fucking weird. So since I've had my own money. That's when I've bought myself Easter eggs, and that's so sad. So at Easter, I'd buy myself Easter eggs now, because they won't. Now listen, I got them the odd one, but now I can just spend money on chocolate because I'm an adult. I can do what I fucking want. So I can buy all the Dairy Milk Easter eggs. Look, like Oreo, the Oreo Dairy Milk Easter eggs. You can't go wrong because it's all just Dairy Milk chocolate. And the Oreo Dairy Milks are pretty good.
Do you like actually Dairy Milk sent me something for Easter? Sent me and I'm pretty sure I don't want to say that it's real or not because I don't know, but they'd send people like a little kind of a PR package that you would have gotten before. You've gotten a PR package before, haven't you?
I don't know what PR or packages are. So
So like people sending you things.
Show you my package. Show you my PR package.
I fucking knew it. That's why I was laughing. I was laughing knowing that you were going to say that.
Yeah, I suppose I didn't need to say that one, did
I? Do you know like PR packages? I don't know like
I'm only joking. I know what a PR package is.
Sorry.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's what you're a journalist. You've worked in journalism. Like you've studied journalism. But yeah, I'm sure you've gotten a PR package before. Why are you laughing?
Oh, PR packages is fucking gas. Go on.
Can you answer the question?
I do. Yes, I have gotten a PR package before. Now I can't actually remember what it was, but I know what the concept is. Okay, right? Yeah, I know what the concept is.
So they sent me out this. Package. For fuck's sake, I can't say
it. Say they did.
They sent me out this package, and it was. I can't say it without laughing.
Big cock. It was just this big cock and balls.
Stop! That's so inappropriate. Podcast. It's so inappropriate. My mum listens to this. No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she listens. She knows all about the PR package. Go on.
Oh, Lon. Whoa.
I'm sure you told your mom about the Dairy Milk PR package. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Podge's mom. I'm sorry. Maybe he didn't tell you about it. But you'll now have to listen to this.
I don't know why I'm laughing so much about a PR package. Dairy Milk sent me out something, right? And it was like a little like bag. It was a PR package, and it was like 4 bars, and other people got it. Do you know, like when they do these like drops and send them out. They send out to a few different people who might have a small following or whatever. Influencers, as they call them. I hate calling myself that because I'm not. But I also, because if I make more content as opposed to.
You influenced me to come onto this podcast a million times, so
thank you. But yeah, so they send them out to these people, and they put them on their story, and they get. So, but everyone else who got the same one as I got, well, certainly what looked like the same one, they got like a large Dairy Milk bar. So they got like so Ashley Kieran is someone whom I'm thinking of. Got she got her 4 chocolate bars, and then there was a massive chocolate bar. And then on the flyer that they sent, it'd been like, oh, celebrate dairy, or celebrate this Easter with Dairy Milk. There was also a photo of the large chocolate bar. And I think that maybe the driver took my large chocolate bar, because there was no large chocolate bar for me, but it was everything else was the exact same as everyone else got. And I'm obviously not going to be like, hey, Dairy Milk, did you not send me out a large chocolate bar? Because that's so ungrateful, because I was very, very happy with the 4 bars that I got, especially because there was a fruit and nut one. And I wouldn't particularly like fruit and nut, but my mum was there and she loves fruit and nuts. So it was nice to be able to give her something. That came from a PR package.
I love finding nuts in my PR package as well.
But that was such a long-winded story. There was definitely that took about 5 minutes, if not longer. And my point was, I think the driver may have taken my chocolate bar, but I obviously hate confrontation, and certainly when it comes to, like, I have no problem really confrontation,
especially when it comes to chocolate bars. I just won't get involved.
But especially when it comes to like personal, like my own brand of sorts, like I'd hate just to come across as like this ungrateful or this spoilt like person who thinks they're way bigger than they are. So I just hope he enjoyed it. That's where I'm going with that. I just hope he enjoyed it. We haven't come up with the top 5. What's the top 5 Easter eggs? And we got very distracted on people.
All right, okay. So number 1, Dairy Milk. Number 2, Oreo Dairy Milk. Number 3, Whisper. Number 4, Cream Egg. Number 5. Number 5. Oh, this is a tough one. I'm just gonna.
Okay, I would.
Marvelous Creations, Dairy Milk.
That is good. That actually. So I'm gonna go for my top 5, right?
By the way, when I say list out those, like, I'm not joking. My top 5 are Dairy Milk Easter eggs.
Okay.
Different variations, yeah.
Okay, so
not even joking.
You weren't reading off the top. You weren't reading the.
All right, I was reading the list that they had there, but any variation of Dairy Milk.
Okay,
they're my top 5.
For my top 5, right, and okay, coming in last. I will throw in Nestle in there. A, because I don't want to leave him out. I feel bad. But also because I do like what comes with it. And that would probably be either Aero Peppermint, the little ones, or no, actually, sorry. Okay. Malteser bunnies. Malteser bunny Easter egg. That's number 5, because the Malteser bunnies are quite elite, especially for Easter. They're not that nice throughout the year, but they're specifically unreal for Easter. Okay.
Yeah, okay. They taste better at Easter. I don't know what they're putting in them around this time of year, but I agree.
Yeah. They use real bunnies for Easter time.
And crack.
Number 4, I'm going to give that to Twirl. Big Twirl fan. Right?
Okay. Yeah. No, listen, I'm with you there, man. Yeah. That's a Dairy Milk. Dairy Milk
is coming up on top for the rest of mine. Number 3? Number 3, I'm going to give to Cream Egg for 2 reasons. A, cream eggs only come out for the Easter time. There's not much difference in the egg from the Twirl and the Dairy Milk, so I'm specifically more, as we know, going with the what's in the
cream
box.
Egg over the Twirl. Yeah.
Number 3, number 2. Number 2, I might give an elite one, like a Lily O'Brien's or something. And I hate the chocolate. The reason I'm giving it number 2, because it shows the person who gave it to you really cares.
Right, that's a I'll agree.
Completely bullshit. I'm not putting it in at all. I'm not putting it in.
Logic.
I think it's such a cop out. I'm not putting it in. I was actually joking. I would probably put number 2. I'd probably put number 2 a Whisper.
Yeah.
Whisper's good. And then number 1, finally, is the crunchy, but the big crunchy with the bits in the inside. I think that is just honestly top tier. Crunchies, top tier. Crunchies with milk. Actually, sorry, do you know what's unreal? Crunchies, right? But you bite off both ends and then you use it as a straw and you go. That was really sorry, I don't know what happened there.
You got into it. You really like crunchies.
I was like, Jennifer, sorry, I actually really don't like. I didn't make sense there. The words didn't. Really...
Why did I understand you completely? You bite off the ends of the crunchy, and then you use the rest of the crunchy as a straw, and you go like that.
Yeah, but for milk.
Yeah, for milk. Yeah, it has to be milk. You couldn't have like a glass of lemonade. Oh yeah.
I like a vodka.
I don't know
a vodka
Red that, just
a vodka Red Bull.
Do you not eat your crunchies like that?
a vodka Red Bull, and you like use the true crunchy. You can do it with twirls too. Funny enough, it's easier with twirls because of the way they're kind of set up. But yeah, that's unreal. So that's why crunchy is going to be my top favorite Ishak. I do hope that if anyone has any other suggestions, do get in touch with me. As I said, if you message me just to see if people actually listen to this podcast, you'll get a mug. I hope like not everyone messages me because I won't have enough mugs.
Do you want me to send my one out? I still have one from the first day. Do I not get one for each time I've been on? I thought that's how it works.
It's not like a Grammy, like you just be there at the end with like one of the mugs.
Yeah, it's more important than a Grammy. Yeah.
If you're on like eBay, you'd be reselling them or something.
4,000.
The other thing we were going to talk about this week before he came on was the controversy around the singer rapper. Is he a rapper? What is he?
Yeah, he does a bit of rapping. Singer-songwriter.
Raps himself
artist.
On the devil. No? Yes.
Yeah, no, I like it.
I think can you hear? You can probably hear that, can you? Yeah, you can hear that. That's me on my laptop Runio. He's 21. Holy shit!
Yeah, he's very young. Yeah.
Whoa, I did not know that. I thought he was like my age. And when did Old Town Road came out? 2 years ago. So he was only 19 when Old Town Road came out. Fair play to him. You go, Montero Lamar Hill. His name's Montero.
Oh, is it? Because that's the name of his new song.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Really, that makes a lot of sense.
Really weird names come out of America. Like, Montero Lamar Hill, get in here. I don't know why I went first
or Lil Nas X. Like, why did they name their son Lil Nas X?
There's loads of little something. I don't think they call him Lil Nas X. But so for those of you who don't know, Lil Nas X is a stage name. It says here he's an American singer, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and internet personality. So he is a Grammy Award winner. He won what awards did he win? He won the award for Best Music Video. He won the Grammy Award for Best Pop Duo Group for Old Town Road. He won the Billboard. He's loads of different ones, but he's won 2 Grammys. People know who he is, obviously. I don't know why I'm explaining it. But he came out with his new single recently, which is Montero, Call Me By Your Name, which makes so much sense now because I didn't know what Montero was. And there's
his name, Pudge. That's his real name.
Thank you, Ryan. And there's a lot of controversy around it at the moment because in the video, it's very suggestive as to what he does with the devil, which is he gives him a lap dance, a strip dance, and then at the end kills him. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of controversy online, especially on like Twitter and that, of right-wing conservatives and right-wing activists and highly religious people coming after Lil Nas X for his portrayal of the devil and what he's doing to the devil in this video. And we're going to just have a quick look at it. We're going to watch it and I guess kind of talk through it. Is that the best way to say it?
Yeah, I suppose I haven't actually seen the full video. I've only seen like kind of clips that he's posted, and I've seen a couple of clips on
now TikTok. For most of the video,
I'm ready to be outraged.
I would say I was all for it. I think man knows what he's doing in terms of like in ways outrage marketing. I think also not this. I'm not someone who's very overly fond of like crude or vulgar things, but you know, I definitely won't have anything against it either. Like I probably wouldn't have done this myself when it comes to a video, but then I also don't know either because I'm not a massive singer songwriter who, you know, has that creative freedom. But I think the points are, it's funny because his I guess argument, or when people come at him, he's saying, you know, he's from the LGBT community, he's part of it, and growing up, I guess certainly more your more devout Christians who would follow the Bible as a literate, you know, for everything, would have brought him up with I guess he was brought up feeling that he was different, he shouldn't be who he wasn't allowed to be who he was because he is gay. And that's what this video is really about, isn't it? And that what he says?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm really bad when it comes to like talking about stuff like this because I'm not someone who's part of this community. I'm a straight white male, so I always want to make sure I'm not saying anything that's wrong or hurtful. But that is essentially where the comment is. And he's also an online professional troll. Like the man has it down to a T, knows exactly what he's doing, and Twitter is just hilarious. But
he's class. And he's done a great job of upsetting conservative America here, and you kind of love to see it, don't you?
You do love to see. And like there's not
that's it. That's called euthanasia, isn't it?
yeah, the young killing the old. I didn't. They peacefully passed away in their sleep. That is the video there, Ryan. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on
I love that. I love the song. I think it's a fucking banger.
It's number one. It's number one
is it number one now? Yeah.
Spotify chart. On iTunes.
Like, it extremely offended by it. I never want to see it again. But it is a creation, isn't it? Like, it's all joking aside. Like, I don't see. I presume the lap dance on the devil was what offended people, was it?
Oh yeah, it's the lap dance on the devil where people are going mad. And speaking, like, you know, if we were to go to Lil Nas X now, I'm just on his YouTube, on his Instagram.
He's selling runners to coincide with the release of that song.
Yes, so he done an exclusive drop with a shoes company. I forget what the name of the shoes company are, but they got some Nike Air Max and made like Satan shoes with a apparent drop of blood, human blood in them. I think it's in a little air part of.
They're $666,
but they sold out. $666.
Yeah, pairs. I think they cost $1,000.
But they sold out immediately. And now like TikTok is booming. Like he's cracked the code. Like between the I'm trying to find like Anthony Fantano, who's like one of the biggest, probably the biggest music nerd on YouTube. An interview with him. Like TikTok is booming. I think it's the most used sound at the moment in TikTok. And like he just cracked the code. He knows how to market here, and the song is catchy. Do you have an issue with the song? Is there anything that you like? Would you like? Oh, I could kind of understand why. I'm not looking. I can understand why people are outraged in comparison. Like, you know, as in I understand people are so devout.
If you're a very religious person, obviously you're not going to be too pleased with that video.
I just don't have an issue with it myself at all.
I think it's fucking bad class.
I'm trying to find.
And I think there should be more satanic videos like that, to be honest. Yeah, more satanic lap dances. There should be a rule that you have to have a satanic lap dance in every music video going forward.
Oh, before we go, I want to, because we only kind of got to kind of brief the surface realistically here in terms of how deep all this controversy goes. And I mean, he smashed it out of the park, certainly with the responses. I'm trying to find, just before we go, the ones with the I love this. I like the part where Lil Nas X and Lil Nas X were chilling with each other. It's Lil Nas X and Lil Nas X held Lil Nas X while Lil Nas X was being judged by Lil Nas X and all the Lil Nas X's, only for Lil Nas X to ascend to Lil Nas X to fall out of hell and give Lil Nas X a lap dance. I like, oh, I love the internet so much. Before we go,
does he play the devil?
Yeah, he plays all the roles.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I'm trying to find.
Oh no, that was my granddad. My granddad played the devil. Yeah.
There's just one senator where he started popping off, and where is so here's some of the tweets. There was two actually, we're talking about Caitlin Bennett, and then there's the senator as well, but I can't find where is the so Nick Adams, who's Nick Adams, I think he's like a best-selling author, endorsed by President Trump. Okay, so he's one of those.
Okay, yeah.
And very right-wing conservative. Clowns like Lil Nas X and I'm Cardi B couldn't last 30 seconds on this debate stage with the likes of Real Candace O, who is an idiot. Real Candace O. Candace O she is right-wing conservative. I forget what her actual name is. Candace Owens.
Oh yeah,
pretty easy. But yeah, and then Lil Nas X says you couldn't last 30 seconds in bed with your wife, which is the best comeback you could ever have.
I thought his beef with Caitlin Bennett was the funniest. Like she's an idiot.
But then he got into a debate with Candace Owens. So we've turned George Floyd, a criminal drug addict, into an icon. We are promoting Satan's shoes to wear on our feet. You've got Cardi B named Woman of the Year, but we're convinced it's white supremacy that keeps Black America behind. That was a really good comeback. We want to hear Governor Christie Noam. What good would it be for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? And then Lil Nas X just quotes a line in the song, "Shoot a child in your mouth while I'm right." I don't even like this is he put up an Instagram post. Oh, this is it. Our kids, again, Governor Christie Noam, our kids are being told that this kind of product is not only okay, but it's exclusive. And then she's a governor in the United States for South Dakota, and Lil Nas just goes, "You're a whole governor and you're here tweeting about some damn shoes. Do your job." And finally, to finish up, this is probably the best one that we briefly discussed. Again, this is just really top line stuff that we were talking about. Whereas if you want a bit more, listen to bandwagons or just do a bit of due diligence.
Just scroll through his Twitter page.
Just scroll through it.
Yeah, for the last week or so.
It's so funny, and he posts really funny TikToks about it as well.
Yeah, the reaction to the video from fans as well has been hilarious.
Did I scroll by it? I don't think I scrolled by it.
You're looking for Caitlin Bennett?
Yeah, Caitlin Bennett.
Yeah, I think it's down a bit.
Is the funniest one out of them all. So for those of you who don't know Caitlin Bennett, she's right-wing conservative. I think she's like 24. She's very outspoken.
She's gun girl.
She's gun girl.
She went viral for posting a picture of her carrying, I don't know if it was an AR-15. It was some assault rifle through. Oh, what campus was it? I can't remember. What campus was, but it was her college campus, and she went viral for flaunting an assault rifle.
So
she also shit herself. There's a viral picture of her like passed out at a party, and she'd shit herself, and that's the context for this.
She tweeted Lil Nas X. She obviously has him blocked, and Lil Nas X has her
blocked. Her
must be.
Yeah.
And she says it's week like these. I'm presuming she means weeks. It's weeks like these that I'm thankful to be blocked by Lil Nas X, who then replied, "I still see her tweets, shitty pants." Now that's like you can't. It's like you're 50. I'd like to listen. Whatever happened between at the party, I do. It's not fair to bring up embarrassing moments like that. We all have them, but in terms of a comeback, it is you can't lose to that. You can't come back to that. You can't.
You shit yourself at a party. I suppose you've lost every fight you ever have.
And then she said, "Do you still see your dad?" I don't know what that reference is to. Potentially,
I'd imagine it's actually a racist. Yeah, it has race
in terms of
phones there.
Yeah. Unless Lil Nas's dad has, been out of the picture that we don't know about, but I presume that's what it meant to be. And then Lil Nas X came back with the best comeback I've seen on Twitter in a while.
Yeah.
So Caitlin Bennett said, "Do you still see your dad?" And Lil Nas X says, "Yep, and I might fuck yours." And the whole internet said, "Congratulations, you have won." That's it.
Yeah, he won with that.
He won with that. Like he's just so funny. And also she filed a report for him for rape claims against her dad.
She filed a report because I saw her tweet about it. She replied to that and said that that he had threatened to rape her dad. Yeah, I saw that.
He said he might fuck her, which is ridiculous. Because there's in no way any indication that him having intercourse with her father was unconsensual by him. But yeah, so that's a Lil Nas X. That's what's trending in pop culture this week for me and Ryan.
That's a new segment we do that we just came up with as it went on there.
I would probably won't ever do it again.
We'll never do that again.
Never do it again. So we're after Ryan. Would you believe we're after running out of time? We ran out of time.
I don't believe you. Stop lying to me.
Shane, come on here and tell us. Did we run out of time? We ran out of time, didn't we? Or is the clock's gone?
All out of time. You're done.
Look at that.
I thought I had so much more time. And now you come on and tell me I've no more time.
Ryan, for people as always who might know who you are, but surely to God they do know at this stage. But like, listen, this is probably between this and the intro, it's the only thing I actually do regularly on the podcast. Where would you send them first?
You can find me at the Ryan Carrick on my various socials on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can find me just knocking about the place as well. You'll probably bump into me if you keep just doing the rounds and laps of the local area. That's where you'll find me.
Right. And if you want to get in touch, pod to the podcast. Sorry, what?
Come on, you're finishing up.
I want to get in touch, pod to the podcast.ie or pod generally on all socials. Thank you very much for listening. From myself here in Shane at Collaborative Studios, and of course Ryan. Stay safe, stay away from those lap dances from the devil, and of course enjoy your Easter, and we will see you next week. Bye.